I think we should talk to this gentleman
Yes,
here.
sir.
Yes, I'm 65 years old, and I was born in 1930. And you know what? Black people was a whole lot better off. His more of them finished school,
Yeah, yeah.
and more of them had their own business because I lived through it. And then why should I'm 65 years old, and I can't read and write. How come that I get all the money I want ever since I've been here? I ain't never been discriminated against. Ain't no white man never discriminated against me. If he did, I didn't know nothing about it. I create a baby. I can create anything. I don't need the welfare to give me nothing. I don't need no formative action. I'm a man. I'm not no kid. And bell curve was right. You is useless if you ain't got something to take care of yourself. Why am I gonna go beg a white man for a job? How come I can't hire him? I'm an American. And I'm not a black American. I'm a Louisiana American. And I get my own business. How did the white man get his business? And the white folks help me. They've been helping me ever since I've been here, and we respect each other. And you gonna tell me that the worst thing ever could have happened to America was that Civil Rights March? That is the worst thing could ever happen, and you come along and you...
I think we should talk to this gentleman
Yes,
here.
sir.
Yes, I'm 65 years old. People was a whole lot better off. His more of them finished school.
I think we should talk to this gentleman
Yes,
here.
sir.
Yes, I'm 65 years old, and I was born in 1930.
I had to start it
And
over.
you know what? Black people was a whole lot better off. His more of them finished school,
Yeah, yeah.
and more of them had their own business because I lived through it. And then why should I'm 65 years old, and I can't read and write. How come that I get all the money I want ever since I've been here? I ain't never been discriminated against.
Basically, let me break it down real quick. He's trying to say he didn't need none of that shit that Martin Luther King was fighting for. He already had that. He already had all that equality and all the other stuff. He don't understand what the hell was going on because a lot of people didn't believe in what a lot of black people didn't believe in what Martin Luther King was, doing because they didn't feel they needed that. That was Martin Luther King's dream. You know what I'm saying? He's telling you that Martin Luther King was fed. You know what I'm saying? Martin Luther King was fed. That's what he's trying to tell you. But go ahead.
No white man never discriminated against me. If he did, I didn't know nothing about it. I create a baby. I can create anything. I don't need the welfare to give me nothing. I don't need no formative action. I'm a man. I'm not no kid. And bell curve was right. You is useless if you ain't got something to take care of yourself. Why am I gonna go beg a white man for a job? How come I can't hire him? I'm an American. And I'm not a black American. I'm a Louisiana American. And I get my own business. How did the white man get his business? And the white folks help me. They've been helping me ever since I've been here, and we respect each other.
Basically, what he's saying, for y'all that don't understand, he said the white people that was here, they was getting along. Whatever the media was talking about, like Martin Luther King was talking about the 400 years and stuff like that, he didn't see that occur or going on where he was located. So that issue that y'all see on television, the civil rights thing and stuff like that, it was not needed. It was a downfall for the black civilization in the, something like that. So I'm doing my best, y'all.
And you gonna tell me that the worst thing ever could have happened to America was that Civil Rights March? That is the worst thing could ever happen, and you come along and you doing more than Jim Crow, hanging, and everything else, people like you. Because you were saying they need this. I don't care if they hang a mule up there. I am down here to get an education. I don't care about what you think of me. I don't.
Okay, let me say something again. People don't understand what the integration was really about. The black people, basically what he's saying is we had our civilization going very well. You know what I'm saying? People don't understand. The white people was being introduced into their land. The thing that y'all don't seem to understand, the white people the Caucasians was being introduced to America. They wasn't in America. The black people was doing fine. So he's trying to say basically what was going on in the 1950s before the 1930s everything was fine, but during the 1950s it was an experiment to try to get the Caucasians to interact, to coexist with the black people. But what happened was they downplayed the black people while the black people accepted basically the black people accepted to work with the Caucasians. But the powerful black people that was running the situation, they downplayed, they tricked the black people that was living in America already. So, like the Black Panther, they started, how should I say, if you notice the, welfare and all the other stuff, they didn't need welfare. So they started welfare because basically welfare was, if you really do your research, welfare was for the Caucasians that was doing bad when they came into America's system. The black people, there was a lot of black Wall Streets around. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of black Wall Streets around. It was the Caucasians that came, like you see how they got the immigrant situation where the immigrants are coming into the area, into the country, and the government is giving them money to start a new civilization here. The same thing happened with the Caucasians, and the black people was already here doing their thing, so they accepted it. And what they don't know is they got bamboozled. The black people that was living here already accepted for the Caucasians to come here, and the black people that was the higher up, they bamboozled these other the low level black people, the non-royalty black people, and to trick them into becoming welfare recipients and shit like that. And then all of a sudden the table turned. So basically the Caucasians was like you remember Troy? There was the Trojan horse that they came in, and it's very confusing because you won't understand what I'm trying to say. It's like basically I call it the Oreo cookie effect. These powerful black people put these Caucasians in between the low level blacks and the high, the royalty blacks. So it was an experiment. But watch when he explains this to the lady that's a civil rights lawyer, a civil rights lawyer, she won't understand what the fuck she's saying. And you probably don't understand what the hell I'm saying because it doesn't make no sense. But the Caucasians, they were the first on welfare. So what happened was the black people that the hidden black people, what they did was so they can they put the Caucasians on top of the low level black people that they created. They did a split in America. All America that was black, all the world was black, but they did a split. They split the rich blacks with the poor blacks, and they put the Caucasians in between to control the poor blacks. But something happened along the line. I don't understand how it got mixed up, but something happened along the line, and I'm gonna play some more.
I need you to accept me. You don't have to accept me. I'm an American, and if I accept myself, you will. And you gonna give me a welfare check? How come you don't give me how come farmers actually don't get me a business?
Okay.
Do you understand what make a ghetto?
I bet she's thinking, Lord, I didn't have anything to do.
Do you think why is it a ghetto?
Let's get a response. Go ahead. Do you understand?
The question is, why is there a ghetto?
No, the question is.
She won't be able to explain.
I know you think, oh my goodness, how am I gonna get out of here? What he's saying, and I agree with him. As a black man, it's a put down to give us something as though we can't make it on our own, just like the white man. The white man has to work hard. Yes, he has a little leeway because his folks have been owning this country for, ever since whenever.
That's what they tell you.
He has to get up. He has to earn his way. He work hard. He disciplines himself. He do what it takes to make a life for himself. But with black men,
before he say something, you notice, I'm going to show y'all something. Pay attention whenever they get into this situation between blacks and whites. You will notice the black person, when he talks about the white person, he gives the white person value. Then when he starts trying to explain the situation about the black man, he talks to black, you're going to see how he makes the black man a lesser than. This is what's been going on. The white people never, they may have been racist. Whatever the fuck they had going on, but they're always the one, if you ever notice, they're always the one trying to fix. It always look like they're trying to fix themselves, and they did not have nothing to do with the situation that they're discussing about. And you always notice that the black is always trying that, like this black guy that's right here, he sounds like he's trying to help the black guy, but watch how he gives, he said, oh, the white people was here for so long, and everybody know they wasn't here for so long, but it's always your own kind. It's always your own kind that's helping separate in this situation, that appraise them and downplay you, because that's what happened in America while all the other world is watching, and then that's why every other country follows whatever America trend is doing, because America is the only one that allow outsiders to watch, to view whatever is going on in America. You don't see China televising whatever is going on in China. You don't see Russia televising whatever goes on in Russia. You don't see the Arabs or whatever. It's only America, because America plays that devil game, that devil advocate game, and plays between the yin and the yang, the color between the black and the white. So pay attention. They're the one that controls America. If America ever decide to change their ways and become good people, the whole world will become good people, because America knows how to play the devil advocate, whatever the fucking devil shit.
Liberal white people, some white people, and then those black people like the Jesse Jacksons and the Maxine Waters, all those kind of people, they seem to think there's something wrong with us. They have to give us something because we're not able to stand up on our own 2 feet. So that's what he's offended, that he's looked down on as a man rather than, you understand?
I think I do understand, and as I said before, I have a lot of sympathy with these attitudes as they bear on how an individual lives his life or her life. I think it's very understandable, if you live in this kind of system that we've created, to just say exactly what our friend here has said, which is, I don't need you. Don't you just get out of my face. I don't want to have anything to do with you. I'm going to have my own life over here, and I don't want you coming in here and trying to intervene in my life. I understand it, but I guess what I'm saying is, first of all, not all black people do feel that way, and I guess it's really almost comes down to a matter of choice.
But you know why they don't? Because they're bums.
Well, just a minute. No, that's not true.
They
wait a minute.
Babies, they don't want to work.
Oh, that is really stereotyping.
See what I'm saying?
There are a lot. Wait a minute. There are a lot of. Maybe we can agree on this. Let me put it this way.
You see how he said. He see how he downplayed the black people. He say they bums and all the other stuff. And then you see how she plays the game like, no, they're not. And she plays the angel, and he goes straight in towards he's helping the black, but at the same time he's playing duality or whatever. Like he's really, I don't know, man. Black people, dog, y'all just fucked up, and the white people just know how to play like they don't know what the fuck you talking about. Like she gonna play like, watch this.
Wouldn't we all agree that there is not unanimity in the African American community on the subject of integration? Aren't some people in the African American community still looking toward the day that we're going to have unity and integration? And some of them are saying, who needs that? I'm just going to live my own life. Isn't it a split?
Yes, there is.
It is a split. And I guess what I'm saying is, if we were, because people have freedom of association in our country, they have freedom of association. I believe in that. It's a very precious right. People have the right to go off and be by themselves in some unstructured way. It's like our example at school. You can't make people have friends. You can avoid giving them a building and letting them take over the whole campus with their party that gets in everybody's face so that it permeates the whole system. But in terms of, can people hang around together? Absolutely. You can never do away with that right. And all I'm saying is, because we have the freedom to choose with whom we want to associate, we have to make it a real choice by being sure that black people who want to associate with white people, and white people who want to associate with black people, and those of us who want to be together in this country can be. You don't like white people, you don't ever have to come and see me. You don't have to have anything to do with me. But because I respect your feeling of wanting to be.
But that's not what he's saying.
But whatever it is, I completely understand it, and I think everybody gets that choice.
See what I'm saying?
Right now.
What he's saying is that when you have a group of people out there trying to make his life easy by giving him something, he don't want that kind of thing.
Well, that's a different question. Now we've talked about how you have to open up the choice for integration so that those who want it can choose it. That's point one. Now the second point is, well, what do we do about things like welfare and
you don't need that shit.
I guess really, isn't it welfare? I mean, when we really talk about this, aren't we talking about welfare?
See what I'm saying?
Affirmative action?
No, wasn't what was really bothering our friend here, wasn't it welfare?
Welfare, affirmative action,
Wait a minute. I don't put that.
The whole civil rights
movement itself.
See, the thing is, she don't even know what the fuck she was talking about. Like, white people can't help black people because white people don't understand us. They make their own little bullshit laws. They make this voting shit, and they make us want to be part of their shit, that we don't even give a fuck for their shit because they shit don't make us no money. Whatever they so-called Caucasians create, we're going to always find a loophole to make money from it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like I told you, the 1950, the civil rights thing, it was an experiment. They was introducing the Caucasian to put their democracy and stuff like that, and then they to try to have us to be involved in that, and that caused a separation between the black nation. All this civil rights thing was doing is just to cause. It was just the reason why they're removing civil rights and all these affirmative action and stuff like that. It was the brainwash to get the low level black people to think that they need. It's like they want the people that was living at that time when this shit was happening, when they was watching, they know they didn't need it. The affirmative action was for the future kids, the 1980 kids, the 1990 kids, and the 2000 kids, and then they come and take it away. So now you're brainwashed to thinking that the Caucasians run the world for a long time, when it's really your own black people that put them in between the poor black and the white black. It's just nothing but an Oreo cookie effect. The people that really, really runs the world, they are black people. How come whenever like Obama is the first black president when there was many other presidents? You understand? There was many other presidents before this 1950 shit, when everything was black in America. Pay attention. Everything started changing in the 1800s. Haiti, since in 1804, you hear Haiti fighting against France and fighting against European and all the other stuff. Who ran Europe before 1804? Black motherfuckers. There was the Moors and all the other shit. The whole world was black. You got albinos being born in between that shit. So somebody went to go save the albinos that was kicked out of the black nation because they looked at them as a evil omen, and they gave them power. And then when 1940, that Hitler shit going on, when they tell you they was finna go burn those people and stuff like that, and they was putting them in trains and going to go take them and go put them in something to burn them up or whatever, and they putting numbers. They're putting the numbers on the Jewish people and all the other stuff. That was the beginning of the Social Security monetary system. All those people that was being in trains and shit like that, and they were shipping them. They were shipping them around the world. They was positioning them in China. They was positioning them in Brazil. They was positioning them in Cuba. They was positioning them in America and all that other stuff. 1940, you know what I'm saying? World War One, that was the beginning of the shit. Then World War II, that was when they finally figured out what the plan, because that's when TV got involved. TV is the one that's brainwashing you and shit. Because none of y'all wasn't slaves until none of y'all that was in high school, none of y'all wasn't slaves until y'all went to high school, and then y'all watched television and they showed y'all Roots and they showed y'all Mice and Men and all the other shit. When the Caucasians seen Mice and Men, Lenny and what you call it, and then y'all saw Roots. So it separated the dumb and the smart, the rich and the poor. And then y'all watch Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, all that, you know what I'm saying? And then y'all watch Jesus, you know, black people, you know, they how should I say, they feel bonded to Jesus because Jesus is the first white guy. They did the trickery. So, you know what I'm saying? The mystery school that's in Africa, they did the trickery so good that they beat a white guy like they beat black people, and so the black people can look, oh my God, they beating this black guy. They beating this white guy named Jesus, you know what I'm saying? And he's just like us. So, you know what I'm saying? Let's worship him and he will come back and save us. See, y'all don't understand who's playing a trick on y'all. Y'all think these Caucasians run this shit. Nah, man, they're not running this shit. Because if you pay attention, what's going on right now in America in 2024, June the 13th, you see they are going crazy. A lot of them think they're chicken. A lot of them think they're dogs and all the other stuff. And if you really go back into their history, you see how you going to what black person going to allow a Santa Claus to come down their chimney, a white guy, a big white guy that can't even fit down the chimney. Come on, man. What sense does it make? And during Easter, the bunny lays an egg. Who follows all that shit? And then you can't drink, you can't eat meat during Jesus' birthday because that's his whatever. And then you can't drink red juice. Remember they used to say that because that's his blood. So you got to understand, listen, the black people are the one that's controlling y'all black people. They got the Caucasian. They gave the Caucasians the smart, you know, they gave the Caucasians the knowledge of some of the 33rd degree Mason mystery and how to run the court system, how to run the police system to govern you guys. Because if you ever notice, the Caucasians run everything that you can see in the vision of the television, but they always going to introduce a one black person to you, the first black mayor, the first black president. Because guess why? The world is ran by black people. If the black nation goes back to how it was, a lot of black people won't be important. It's all about they won't be important because black people know how to make money no matter what. And I know I'm fucking up this video. I'm slowing it down for y'all. I know y'all mad. A lot of people gonna say I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about and shit like that, because what I'm telling you is something that it doesn't make sense, but it makes sense. You understand? The reason why the world, the weather and everything right now is fucked up in 2013. June the 13th, 2024. It's because the black people started following what the Caucasians are doing. And they lost their soul because the Caucasians are playing the demonic role, the devil role. Black people don't have time for that. Black people, the reason why they made the black people, they did the stepchild, the stepmother, the stepfather. And if you watch Cinderella, you watch Snow White, you watch the Ugly Duckling, you watch all that. They've been brainwashing to you to feel this way, but they throw a color in front of you and shit like that. So let me play some more before I get off.
All of it, all of them preferences. Look, I I don't have no animosity in my heart against no Caucasian, no nobody. Did you know what? I'm glad that my background was like it were, because you know what? I'm a man. I can get the same thing the Caucasian get. I got the same thing that he got, and it was just as many. It was more. Supposed to be black folks that was rich when I was young than and than it is now.
See what I'm saying?
They own something, and this is what's wrong. And after '64, everything went crazy when
See what I'm saying?
People like you and all of them Democratic congressmen and senators that passed civil rights law. You know, can you define civil rights?
See what I'm saying?
They said they're marching for the civil rights. I want to
fine.
find out who got them. I don't need
He ain't
Martin
getting
Luther
no
King to go get nothing from me. I'm mobile. I can go get what I need.
Time is going on.
See, he trying to tell you Martin Luther King was fed. Martin Luther King was working with the system. Martin Luther King was working with the feds and shit. Even J. Edgar Hoover and all the other stuff. J. Edgar Hoover was black, and you see how he was treating y'all. You got to remember, black people, the world is black. A lot of black people don't like black people. You know what I'm saying? A lot of white people don't like white people. You see, the reason why you're going to hear a lot of people start saying, oh, it doesn't matter if you're black or white. You see how they did Michael Jackson? They made him die white. You understand? If it doesn't matter, then why, you know what I'm saying, why make the song, why, what you call it? Because what's going on is, whatever they did, whatever the black people did to these Caucasians when they were out, first came out albino and stuff like that, and then they started mating each other, a group of black people realized we can use these to separate the black nation. This is what they're talking about. You understand? And you have a lot of mulattoes, you have a lot of half-breeds that's being, Chinese are half-breeds, Spanish are half-breeds. You know what I'm saying? If you ever notice when black people and white people are arguing, you notice you never see the Mexicans get involved. You never hear the Chinese get involved. You never hear the Arabs get involved, because they only knew it's only two colors. It started off with one color that was black, and then it got separated, you know what I'm saying, in two colors, and everybody else, like, you hear, oh, why always got to be a color? Only people that's going to say why always got to be a color is the people that's that was born, that was mixed skin complexion. Those people that wants to be Caucasian, those people that was born between Caucasian and black, and they became mulattoes. See, when the table turned, what's happening right now, y'all don't understand. You see, Donald Trump is chasing all the black people. He wants all the black people. And then they got Kamala Harris. She's supposed to be black, and then supposed to be saying when she gets in the White House, which she's already in the White House, and she didn't do shit for all this time. So you got to understand, people. They're about to flip the shit back over every 1,000 or 800 years or 100 years and shit. They started this shit. The black people are finna, the black nation is finna come back again. Whoever put the white people, the Caucasian, in power for these hundreds of years, now they finna come back and show themselves, and you finna see them, but you're gonna think that they're for you, but they the same people that's been playing the chess game, that's been playing the yin and the yang game on all these low-level black people. You know what I'm saying? Because food stamp and all that other stuff was given to the Caucasians when they first arrived in America. And then, so, like I keep telling you, these blacks had an idea to downplay the poor black people and give it to the poor black people. And then they gave these Caucasians jobs over the minorities, police them, judicial them, judge them, beat them. Your black people is allowing this because, do the math, man. How we so smart wherever they create, cryptocurrency. You want to know why cryptocurrency haven't even exploded yet? Because a lot of black people are waking up and they ain't got time for that shit, and they don't want to depend on what you call the new money. So they holding that bitch down until every black person or a white person take their money out, and then all of a sudden you're gonna wake up one morning and that bitch about $1 zillion, and then you're broke again. And then all people been trying, look, if you take God and the devil out of the situation, you'll understand what's going on. They distract y'all with religion. They distract y'all with politician. All it is nothing but a pimp and a hoe game. Somebody's pimping you and you are the hoe. And stuff like that. I'm almost done.
I'll give it to her. Can you define civil rights?
She can't
Civil
find
rights
shit.
is the process by which we try to make the Equal Protection Clause of the United States and fairness and equality for everybody a reality.
Are you shocked to hear this guy speaking this way?
Quick question, quick thing. You see how she was able to tell you what civil rights was? Somebody programmed that into her head. Somebody wrote it down, and she's like, the early Caucasians were the first, they were like computers. You know what I'm saying? They know, they are programmed. They were programmed, like you see what she just said. She was programmed. She wasn't free talking. Like me, I'm free talking. I'm saying something that I see that I don't understand, but I acknowledge it. She's telling you shit that is documented, that they were programmed. This is the plan. She has a certain politician Bible in her head on what to say, and say big words that other people say, big magician words that low-level people wouldn't understand. It's not just black people that's suffering and doing this shit, because people does not understand. If the black people suffer, a lot of people will follow and suffer also. If the black people are happy, the world will change happy also. Black people makes everything move. Black people add spice and sauce and laughter and fun and financial and everything. Black people wasn't supposed to be really worried about money, because they are. Yeah, I was kind of cut off and shit. Black people wasn't supposed to worry about money because they are money. God created you. God gave you everything. But you have a group of rich royalty black people that don't want to share it with you. So they took these albinos that they casted out. You know how they had the lepers and all that other stuff? They take these albinos that they casted out, and they washed them up, they dressed them up. I was told the Moors did that. They washed them up and dressed them up and have them control over you. And then the television in America shows the whole world how the New World Order should be working. Remember that the Hitler thing was going on, whatever, the Nazi shit and all the other stuff. That was the plan to spread everybody out. That was the Trojan horse to spread everybody out around the world, because before the Nazi them shit right there was going on, the whole world was black. So what they program was to do is to take all your ideas, all your nationality, all your girls, if you ever notice, they making you think that you wanted them with the King Kong story. If you ever pay attention when you was growing up and you was watching porn, you never saw the black woman. You always saw the Caucasian woman. They make they movies. Everything you see yourself on TV, you see them on TV, great, but you see yourself as a slave. Anything, you know what I'm saying, you're going to always see yourself as a slave. And whenever you see yourself like Mansa Musa, whatever they call that rich black man, the reason why they can't say he was a slave, because somebody already told the story and y'all already heard the story, so y'all won't believe. But if you didn't hear the story about Mansa Musa, whatever they call him, they would have told you that he was a slave. You understand? You got to understand what a television is. Your problem is the television, because in the real world, everything was black. The television introduce you a certain type of way and it condition you, and then they position themselves while you watching television. They position themselves around the world, and then now you come outside away from the television, and that's what you see. I'm sorry, my name Black Jesus Willie Dread from Delray Beach 33444. Let me leave it's THEBLACKJEEZUSTALKSHOW.com. And don't forget to check out my club. It's clubheaven.com. It's KLUBHEAVEN.com. It's Slut Theory University. Stop being a hoe to all these dumbass motherfuckers, and let me let this bitch finish.
No.
What do you think about what he's saying? What do you think, people like you, what does that mean to you?
Well, I think he's wrong. I do think he's wrong about that.
But what do you think he means when he say people like you?
I think that there was a certain comfort in separate and unequal. It was never equal. I think I understand that being all by yourself, walled off in a ghetto that you can't get out of, you can't go to school with anybody, you can't get out, you're just bottled up in there. I understand that there's a comfort to it in that everybody's kept there and everybody relates to each other, and there was a fabric in the black community in those years that is disturbed when people try to go out and blend. I understand hostility to that, because I do. It's just a matter of being able to imagine how it would feel. On the other hand, it is part of the pain of progress. I mean, we could not go on that way. That was a wrong, evil system, and it was not. We just could not go on that way.
Okay.
I think we should talk to the.
Listen, she don't know what the fuck she's talking about, because that was the beginning. This probably happened in the 1980s or the 90s. That was the beginning. Right now, if you listen to the white people that's talking in 2024, June 13, 2024, they're going to use statistics. Whenever you try to say something discrimination, or you try to say, oh, there's more black people in jail than whites and stuff like that, they're going to use statistics. It's already programmed into the computer, and they already know what to say because they've been saying it for so long, and their ancestors been saying it for so long. And then now you got mulattoes, you got all these, because in the 90s there wasn't too much black interracial relationships and shit like that, and Jewish people wasn't even the shit back then at that time too. Because I remember when I was in 7th grade in I don't know what grade I was in 1987. I remember I had a Jewish boy in my school, and before I knew what a Jewish was, he used to come to school with a cap thing on his head, and I think he had this little dirt thing on his forehead. I didn't know what it was. I said, bro, you got dirt on your forehead, and I wiped it off. And then I didn't know that was some religion shit. I almost killed the dude and shit like that, you know. And I used to like, damn, this Jewish guy, you know what I'm saying, this Jewish boy, he had more holidays than we had in America, because he had Jewish holidays that he wouldn't come to school. I was like, shit, I think I want to be Jewish, because they, you know, whoever identity that they use, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that, like he didn't get to come to school on certain days. And I remember when Martin Luther King didn't have a holiday, we had to make that shit on our own and stuff like that. And then after a while, we didn't even know we were protesting against it. So we stopped coming to school. A lot of black people stopped coming to school on Martin Luther King birthday, and then they decided to make it a holiday, because why not make it a holiday? Because why not make it a holiday when a lot of people are just, you know, a lot of people are not coming to school? It was like, it wasn't a protest. They were just doing it because they wasn't going to give it to you, but people just started taking it, and they say, you know what, why don't we just make it a fucking holiday? Because there's a lot of black people that's not in school. Because black people didn't need to be with white people. White people don't do nothing for us. You know what I'm saying? Only thing they do is they treat you, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say all of them, but you know what I'm saying, they treat you like shit and stuff like that, and act like they better than you when you try to explain something to them, because they don't understand what you're telling them and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? We're smart in our own way. You know what I mean? You know, a lot of people say Caucasians don't have common sense. You know, and we notice that. You know what I'm saying? Like, who are the ones that's thinking at their cats and their dogs and shit like that? Like, who when gay issues happen, who accept it first? They do. When a lot of crazy shit happened, they accept it, and then the blacks that had a problem with themselves, they just decided to follow. If you notice, a lot of these kids are psychologically fucked up right now, because they are living the boring life of the Caucasians living. We like to have fun. We like to party. We like to dance. We like to do a lot of crazy shit. I understand. And the way you see the black people are fucked up now, that happened in the 1990s when Tupac and Biggie Smalls separated a lot of the black, you know, the black youths and the black friends and stuff like that, because we ain't had too much of that police brutality shit. Like, you know, there was, I mean, that shit that was happening in 1950. That shit, that was a conditioning too. That was a conditioning that they put these Caucasians on top of you, and then, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, and then they fighting against the blacks and shit. Then they created the Black Panther, the organization, to look like they helping the black people, but then all they sitting there doing is making people angry, because all the black people had to do is just do their own thing. If you do your own thing, you know, they wasn't, dog, you could have whooped their ass. You didn't need no, you know, Martin Luther King. You didn't need no Malcolm X. Malcolm X and Martin Luther King during that time, all they was doing is separating each other, trying to from Christian to Muslim, to whatever, Muslimism and shit like that. You know, they didn't really help nobody and stuff like that, you know. And plus, me being a Haitian, we came to this country and we had to fight the African Americans. That's how I can tell you that there's a black nation in this world, you know what I'm saying, that when you know, that black people are, you know, there's a separation. It was a black nation, there's a black world and stuff like that. And they put these Caucasians in between. Everybody knows that, but the Caucasians not going to tell you that. They know who's running this shit. They know who's in power. If you ever seen the Pope kissed the black people's feet. We don't know who those black people are, but the Pope, whoever the Pope, they, you know what I'm saying, whoever the Pope black person feet that the Pope was kissing, they the one that they the royalty blacks that run this situation. Maybe they the Moors. I don't know who the fuck they are, but they, you know what I'm saying, the secret society, the black nation, whatever knowledge that they understood from their mind, they created religion, and religion separates y'all by putting the Caucasians in between. Y'all don't understand. And then they put a Bible. The Bible is for them to remember how to coexist. And then the black nation hid all the books that show y'all black Jesus or black all this information and shit like that. So you just have this Bible, and the Bible shows you, when you look at the Bible picture, the Bible was the first social media, first television after whatever had happened. And then you read it. When you read it, they gave you something to read, and then you read it, and then you interpret it, and then you make a vision, the television. And when the black man created the television, they created a color television, but they didn't give y'all the color television out. They gave y'all the black and white television first. So when people in the future look at it, it can show you where it's separated, where the 1950s, when the aliens information started, the black against the white started. They always talking about slavery. What I'm telling y'all, I'm not programmed like she is to tell y'all. I'm telling y'all from what God told me to tell y'all, common sense. I know it don't make no sense to you, but trust me, it gonna make sense to you. My name Black Jesus with the Dread, straight live from Delray Beach 33444. Come get your HED, your whole education development, Delray Beach 33444. And I went a little too far on this shit because the other thing stopped. That's why I had to replay it. But y'all can say whatever the fuck y'all want to say and shit like that. But I figured out the black people run this shit. The black people hating on the poor black people. Y'all level the poor black people. Y'all need to start respecting yourselves. Y'all need to start getting up, because if it wasn't for Tupac and shit like that, Tupac and Biggie Small, and then Cash Money, and then No Limit and shit like that, and then now you see the rap shit got y'all fucked up. That's where it all started, because, you know what I'm saying, when Tupac started going against MC Hammer them and all that other shit, Tupac came and did that shit in 1997, because in 1998, that's when it's 666 supposed to come out. That's when the fucking mind of the beast supposed to change. And then 2000, year 2000, they said the world was going to end, and it didn't end. But they tried to knock down the World Trade Center in 2001. They knocked down the World Trade Center in 2011, and then after that, in 2006, they did the TV analog and digital shit. That's when you start seeing, they started showing the gay shit, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to understand, they started playing Sodom and Gomorrah, because television reads the Bible too. And then in 2012, they told you that's the end of the world. So basically everything ended in 2012. But then Obama was the last black president. You remember? The world is black. Obama was the last black president. And then Donald Trump became president. And then Donald Trump told y'all to go outside and go watch the solar eclipse, because during 7 years or whatever, you're going to go through a lot of hell. So Donald Trump told you to go watch the eclipse and shit. All y'all went to go watch the eclipse. And then in April 8, 2024, the eclipse came again, and I don't know what just shut down, but then they got a space station, a SpaceX or whatever, and shit like that. And then now we at where we at right now, the world going crazy because a lot of black people sold their soul to try to be like the Caucasians, and the Caucasians are not living the way we live. The Caucasian was bred to accept every negative thing. A lot of them are good people, you know what I'm saying? But then there's a lot of them that will do the evil duty that the evil blacks want them to do, because there's a separation in heaven. You in heaven right now. Ain't no other place you can go. And then what you looking at in the sky is just a hologram that you can't, because you see when the shit hit the hologram, it's a hologram and a force field. You know what I'm saying? You see when it hits the hologram, if you see the spaceship, when it hits the hologram, you see, you remember the Challenger couldn't even go out, you know what I'm saying? And you remember the Challenger, and you remember what they call the other spaceship that tried to go out in 2003 and it blows up. They can't go out there because it's not time, because as soon as that veil, that force field lifts up, you're going to see the other world was destroyed, and whoever's out there on the other side of this earth, you know what I'm saying, or outside of this so-called dome planet thing, you know what I'm saying, maybe everything is destroyed out there. Maybe this is the ark, because, you know what I'm saying, maybe earth, right, what we living in right here is the ark, because, you know, it's like, how should I say, it's a force field, and whatever is out there that was trying to fuck us up before, they can't see where we at. And I don't know, I'm just talking shit on that last part right there, but it makes sense. So get at your boy Black Jesus Willie Dread, straight live from Derry Beach 33444. I seen up here, ya Black Jessica, ya back no tooth. And them hoes said, ah man, I seen up here, y'all ready.